Well, good afternoon. So this little girl is actually getting a shot for meningitis. Meningitis is still a huge problem in Africa. The epidemics are hard to predict, and when they do have epidemics, they often run out of vaccine. Everybody who lives in Africa knows that meningitis is a dry disease. It's a dry season disease. It ends with the onset of the rains. Using that as a clue, an international team of researchers were able to develop a forecast methodology that allowed public health practitioners to reallocate vaccine from areas where it was going to rain and they didn't need it to areas that were going to stay dry. Over 4 years, we estimate that reallocating those vaccines could save as many as 2.6 million vaccines, preventing 2,600 cases of the disease, saving 260 lives, and allowing $1 million to be redeployed towards healthcare. So our theory is that communities who get to ask a research question are more likely to implement the results. So what if every community had access to science, could ask research questions like this? What if any community could inspire research? Further, what if any scientist anywhere in the world, regardless of rank, regardless of where they were in their career, regardless of resources, could suggest ideas, solutions, alternatives, ways to approach these problems? And what if we could take all of those alternatives and pick the best ones? What if the community could be involved in that picking, and sponsors, communities, and scientists could work together to implement those solutions? What if there were money to support the scientists? What if there were resources to support the community? What if there were clear metrics for the sponsors to hold people accountable to? And what if instead of doing this 1Z, 2Z, 3Z, we could do this 100Z? What if there were a network of these projects going on and they could share best practices, they could share strategies, they could share ideas about how to work with communities, and they could share things that worked in one community with another community? That is the idea behind the Thriving Earth Exchange. It's meant to be an AGU-powered, not owned, network that inspires and empowers scientists, communities, and sponsors to use earth and space science to solve local challenges. Why is AGU doing this? 3 reasons. 3. 1, science in service of society. It's part of our obligation as scientists. It's part of celebrating AGU's 100th anniversary. It's a new model for engaging communities and scientists in science, and it opens us up, I think, to a more diverse skill set and a more diverse workforce. How does it work? AGU works with communities to take big questions and break them down into a series of discrete challenges that can be posted. Those challenges are posted online. We collect solutions from scientists all over the world. The community picks the ones they like best. In the background, at the same time, AGU is working hard to recruit sponsors. Then we broker relationships between the sponsors, the communities, and the scientists. And then we step away. The implementation's on them. But we stay supportive so that we can connect them to this large network as they implement solutions, and so that we can collect stories and data about what works and what's effective. And we can start to build support for this idea. We have 3 pilot projects right now up on the web. The first, I get to breathe, is in Kentucky. The first is in Kentucky, and it's a group of counties that are interested in developing local-scale drought forecasts because they don't trust the state to represent the interest of their county. It's Kentucky. The second is in White Earth Tribal College and White Earth Reservation, and they want to involve the community in collecting data about water quality because they care about wild rice and they want the community to be invested in wild rice. The third is right here in Denver. It's a community that's been doing a lot of work with public health researchers for a long time. They're interested in expanding that work to look at the link between public and environmental health. 2 weeks ago, they also got real interested in natural hazard vulnerability, and so that's something they'd like to explore. Why am I here talking to you? Because I want 3 things from you. 1 is I'd love your help. Submit ideas, submit solutions, try it out, log on to the website. If you don't like these challenges, wait, we're going to have more. 2nd is connect us to communities who can use this, if you know a community that can do this. And the 3rd thing is the biggest thing. Think about how we think about people. Think about how, as our scientists, we view the planet. There's going to be 9 billion people on this planet by 2050, and that could fill you with dread. Right? That's 9 billion people who don't get science. That's 9 billion people who are trashing the environment. That's 9 billion people who are represented in this picture. This is 1.4 million paper bags. That's the number thrown away in the United States in 1 hour. It's a depressing view, it's a depressing picture, and it's a depressing view of humanity, but it's not the only view of humanity. Another artwork by the same artist is 1 million organizations devoted to social justice and environmental change. That's a better view of humanity. That's 9 billion people we can partner with, 9 billion minds we can work with. And I think what I want to leave you with is this sort of question: what future do you want to be part of? What idea do you want to embrace of humanity? For me, it's about an inclusive approach to science. It's about being part of something bigger than ourselves, about being part of something bigger than our science, and it's even about whether I want to be more like Don Quixote or Atticus Finch. So. Holy